But let's talk a little boxing. I had to walk the dog. I can't really do a live at the desk. I really ain't got that much energy. But I'm gonna talk about Rampage Jackson said by Haney, supporter Ryan. We're gonna talk about Charlo leaving 100. Returning to 154 and Bud vacating the titles. Okay, so let's start off with Bud vacating the titles. The title at 54. The WBO. He's told Papa he won't return. So Xander Zayas is now the mandatory for Sebastian Fundora. I just don't see it in Xander Zayas. I don't really see, he young though, but I see an okay fighter. I don't see a special talent, but maybe he young. I just don't see it. And that's my opinion. I don't see him being this generational talent. I don't see him being this talent they trying to push him to be, but he's not a bad fighter by any stretch of the means of imagination. But he seemed to be getting bigger and stronger though. So who knows? He might have put it all together. Fundora is definitely hustling backwards. When you're talking about his career, you could have fought Bud last year, got in good with Turkey, made a bunch of money. But you know what? Samson and Al Heyman did what's best for them, and not give in to Turkey. Look here, it made no sense. If you had to cash out Fundora, he ain't no star, and nor will he be a star. Let's keep it real. Don't nobody go to Fundora fights. Errol Spence fight wasn't gonna make Fundora a star, and serving up Jermell Charlo on the plate wasn't gonna make Sebastian Fundora a star. Let's keep it equal. Let's keep it a bean. Excuse me. Fundora, people just don't buy tickets to see Sebastian Fundora. Some people just don't sell tickets. Maybe because he Cuban, I think, and mixed with Mexican. I don't know what it is. People ain't lining up, and I'm gonna talk about Benavidez sometime tomorrow or Sunday. People ain't lining up to back Benavidez neither like that. The Mexican people ain't backing these half breeds, and that's no disrespect at all. Double tap the screen to like the video. So when I look at it, they be protecting investments, or they be protecting people that they don't even need to protect. They should have sold from Fundora to Turkey Al Sheik and was done with it. Fundora would have made a bunch of money fighting Bud. What if he would have won? Well, what's the replacement route? Fighting Cordell Booker in a fight that nobody care about. I looked at like 2 seconds of Cordell Booker fight. I turned it off. Looked like scam page Jackson. So, yeah, like I said before, nobody care about that Fundora. Fundora could have made real money fighting Bud. He wasn't protecting he had already been knocked out. And y'all said Crawford looked so bad. You hear Ryan make a comment today, well, Crawford looked kind of weak versus Madrid. People just say stuff for it to be true, but then when the truth come out, and he is actually strong, because every time he touched Madrid, he hurt him, and the truth do come out, then it's moving the goalposts. Or Canelo got old, or Canelo had a knee injury, or Canelo was sick. And that's just the game. And it's frustrating being a fighter that's not popular. It's frustrating. Because you, like Shakur Stevenson, is frustrated. I want to fight these guys, but these guys don't want to fight me, and the fans are cool with it. Now, Shakur Stevenson just say, well, you know what, fuck them, I'm just going to get mine. Then people will be mad at him. When people don't like you, there's nothing that you actually can do about it. I wouldn't relish in it. Real talk, I wouldn't relish in it. I wouldn't try to be the enemy. I wouldn't try to wear the black hat. I wouldn't try to be the black sheep of boxing. I just keep doing me. Truth be told, I just keep doing me. Because Because when you start doing things or playing into things, then it becomes disingenuous to who you are. If people don't like you, they don't like you. And I say this all the time. They didn't like Aaron Pryor because he wanted to fight, Sugar Ray Leonard. Look here, if somebody don't want to fight me because I want to prove that I'm the best, I can live with that. I can legitimately live with that. If I go down and I'm Larry Holmes and people don't like me because I had to do what I had to do to Muhammad Ali to be a world champion and to reach my dreams, I can live with that. If my own people turn on me because I was doing what's the best interest in my career and I wasn't selling out and I wasn't cooning and buffooning, I can sleep easy at night. I can live with myself. If I know my heart is in the right place and I had to make a decision and I knew I made it in the best interest of my child or whoever it was, the person I love or the sport I love, look, I can live with it. I can live with it. So if you Shakur Stevenson, I just keep being me, and that's the real wholehearted message. I keep being me. I'm not on Tank time. I'm not on y'all time. I'm on Shakur Stevenson time. I ain't letting the internet. If I'm entertained on the internet, I'm doing that because I want to be entertained on the internet. I want to entertain you. So yeah, if I'm him, man, I ain't paying these dudes no attention. If I'm Dev, throughout history, this ain't nothing new. There's been black fighters that's been hated for beating other black fighters because they had no other option. And it's a lot of people who kind of talk about, who really look at the obsession of black women with Pookie and Ray Ray. You got to really dig deep into that. It's just not, teenage Keisha, prime Keisha, or prime Glock Keisha. You know what I'm saying? It was Bertha. It was Ella. It was some old names. Them old female names. May. Sylvia. It was them. And I say this, if y'all follow my other channel, Free Game 89, man, and y'all join the Patreon, I say this all the time. You'll sit here and you'll be going to college or you'll be on the right path and you'll ask for some money to help you through a tough time and you known to be responsible to pay it back. They will when black women will tell you no. A lot of the times, they will tell you no. But as soon as somebody in the family go to jail, self-inflicted, they putting their houses up for bond. You know what I'm saying? They selling jewelry to bail this nigga out, knowing he gonna go right back, knowing he was guilty. So when you start to really dig into the science of that, bro, it's deeper than y'all know. It's deeper than the surface argument of a sexual attraction. There's an addiction there's this addiction to, well, I won't say addiction. It is an addiction, but that's not the word I'm looking for. It's kind of like, it's the stereotype. It's a real stereotype that this is what a black man is supposed to be. And if you ain't this gangster, thug, pookie type of nigga, then we not gonna date you. But then we'll go ahead and date the white version. We'll date a white guy who's clean cut, who's a nerd, and be happy with it. So I be trying to tell y'all, man, don't just do you. Do you. And they try to sit here and assassinate good, clean guys who are on the right path of the intellects of our community. They try to sit here and they try to down, oh, he lame, or he think he gangster, or cause you want to go on the right path. So think about that for a minute. Just for a small minute, think about that. But Fundora, he hustling backwards. And all Al Heyman is about to do, I heard Earl Spence, he might be done. I keep hearing that. I don't know. All he want to do is take a black fighter, feed him to Fundora, and try to build Fundora. Fundora is just not that guy. He's not a ticket seller. No matter what you do, no matter how much of a freak show he is, he doesn't move tickets. He doesn't sell tickets. So, I mean, You know, the smart thing was to cash him out versus Bud, or cash in. If he beat Bud, then we having a great conversation. Now we talking about him on the pound for pound list. Now we probably talking about him fighting Carlos Adames, then marching up to fight Canelo Alvarez. You know, we having those conversations. But when you got Samson, who has an excellent eye for talent, I'll give him that. His eye for talent is probably second to none right now in boxing, for sure. But when he's got a used car salesman mentality as a business, as a boxing promoter, as a businessman, come on. How can you operate like you got power, but you don't have power? You figure deal me? How do you operate like you have power? You out him, you have no more power. You've been powerless for a long time. You got your extension cord hooked up to the next house to keep your fucking oven on, to keep your fan running, to keep your TV on. You don't have power. You had your opportunity for window for success. It's shut, and now you don't want to let it go. It's like an old player who still want to go to the 25 and under clubs or the 18 and up clubs. Like, why are you here? You had your day, your time. You 50 years old. You know? So, but yeah, you know, I find it kind of funny. But I mean, Bud letting that belt go, you know, most likely he done after fighting Canelo, and so be it. I'm not mad at it. I think it's, you know, it's his choice. I think he earned it. And you gotta understand, he can ruin his legacy in one night. Don't think it ain't no risk. Don't think the only risk is, well, he can get hurt. That's not the only risk. What if he go in there and he quit? Legacy down the drain. What if he go in there and Canelo outbox him? Oh, he wasn't that good. You know, remember Charlo? He went in there with Canelo, you know, did it for the culture, ran around, and he was celebrating, talking about he about to get a drink after that performance. You gotta understand, a lot of these dudes in it for money. People saying, well, not Bud. And I don't believe Bud is in it for the money neither. What if it looked like that? What if old boy grabbed his ass? No, did he? He just get to beating his ass. It's fight or flight. Charlo chose flight. What if Bud be like, I just want to survive? You know? One night can change an opinion. Think about it. You can build your lifetime work and be building your reputation to be a respectable individual. Think about that. Your lifetime reputation, you was just a solid person. One person accused you of doing something that you didn't do, and they prove you didn't do it, there's still a stain on your reputation. Even though you didn't do it. Even though you had great intentions. But then again, when you look at the other side of it, if he win, the money is just real talk. The money is the cherry on top. If he win, now if he lose, the money is the Sunday and the cherry on top. But if he go in there and win, I mean, his legacy is made. You know, you feel like it's cemented now. But Roy Jones had a legacy as one of the greatest fighters of all time, and him continuing to fight messed up his legacy in a lot of people's opinion. You know. So, I mean, but if he wins, you know, I really don't care if it's Xander Zayas versus Sebastian Fundora. They can keep it. I just think Xander Zayas need a little bit more. He need a little bit more lemon pepper. He need a little bit more Cajun seasoning. He need a little bit more seasoning salt. That's what I was looking for. You know. So no, I don't want to see it. Honestly, I don't want to see it. So that's my humble opinion on it. But yeah, shout out to them. So apparently Jermell is supposed to be on the return. You know, it ain't like, oh, he returning. Oh, we should see him in May or June. No. They talking about late summer. So you talking about September, late summer, possibly early fall. That's when you can see him. They said late summer. So that's gonna be mid to early September, or late September, early October. You know, and that's sad. They say he about to return. He's still about 6 months to return. And like, I don't think he's gonna return. And then the thing about it is, He returned to 54 to fight a champion. So that could be Mazaliev. I doubt it. He's probably returning, the rumor is, against Sebastian Fundora. You know. And who really cares about that? Honestly, who really cares about him fighting Sebastian Fundora at this point in his career? I mean, you know, why is these guys just lacking ambition? You got to ask yourself that. Why are these guys lacking ambition? Where's the ambition at? And what I mean by that, why not want to go conquer another weight class? Why not want to go conquer another weight class? You know? Why not want to go challenge Carlos Adames or fight Erislandy Lara? What's the issue with that? Why not want to go up to 60? You did all you can at 54. You literally won every title. But you know why? Probably owe him a favor. Al probably owe him some money or something like that. He gonna get in there. He gonna lay down. I'm telling you that. They couldn't put him on one of these cards. But I guess when you make that money versus Canelo, you ain't coming back for no chump change. So Xander Zayas is the mandatory. When is he gonna get his shot? You gotta ask yourself, when is he gonna get his shot? When is Xander Zayas going to get his shot? If they talking about so Xander Zayas may not get his shot till 2026. That's some bullshit. And Fundora, he don't bring nothing to the table. He don't bring nothing to the table. He can fight in Coachella where he from. He can fight in Texas. He can fight at the Tequila Taco stand. Ain't nobody coming to watch him fight. So I really don't understand the science behind this push. And side note, you got Benavidez saying, I want my title shot. If Better BF had that WBC title, he wouldn't be saying nothing. He'd be quiet as a church mouse. I'll give him the WBC title. He can have it. That's why Turkey's showing the WBC title. They can lie. They'll do some shit in your face and say, oh, y'all didn't see what y'all saw. This ain't no Man in Black. We seen you tell Eddie Renato about the WBC title. That's how I know Turkey is disingenuous. He got a bigger plan. We seen him shun him off. Eddie Renato bringing the WBC title up. We seen it. But he gonna say, oh, no, I didn't do it. Man, you was a lying piece of ish. We know what y'all plan is. We understand it. We know what y'all plan is. Y'all knew that WBC is going to give Benavidez that title. In reality, they owe David Benavidez. They put him on ice for Canelo for many, many years. So he going to break up Undisputed because, one, what if Better BF win this fight? What if he win this fight? I guarantee you ain't gonna hear nothing else from him about that WBC title. He gonna be quiet as a church mouse. So we know the games they playing. But back to Charlo, I mean, honestly, man. It just sounds like he owe Al a favor. Just like Danny Garcia. He cooked. Everybody just do us this favor. And to me, Fundora is he missing money. He lose Saturday or he lose to Charlo. You could have fought the pound for pound #1 fighter in the world. Tim Tszyu ain't there no more. To me, it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. They promised you Spence. Knowing Spence wasn't going to come back. They didn't have the money for Spence. Now what they trying to do is generate enough money with Jake Paul and Tank Davis to put the money back in the PBC, it's a wrap. That fight is not going to generate enough money to compete with Turkey Al Sheik. It's simply not. It's just not going to generate enough money. They can double back and say, well, let's fight Ryan Garcia. But at what point, where else do you create a sustainable buzz? Snow Crawford and Spence 2. You're not a part of Crawford and Canelo. You don't have nothing left. Tim Tszyu got knocked off. Both Charlo twins gone. So I don't really understand it, but it is what it is. I'm sitting here fighting with this dog, but I mean, so be it. But I don't understand a business plan. A lot of people say, "Oh, you hating." Now I gotta drag you. You hating? It's not hating. I just know the sport of boxing, and what they was doing, it made no sense. How do you create a business, create a product, and it's not a product that the consumer wants? The whole model is giving people what they don't want. How is that sustainable? It's not. PVC was the death blow to boxing. And that's what it is. But, Jermell, he probably even getting paid to fight this dude, bro. He probably doing this shit like Jeezy said, "Hey, bro, you ain't got to give me nothing. I do this on the love." Geeked up. Probably doing this on the love. Check gonna say a dub. Look here, dude. Stop playing with me. No, look at me. Stop playing with me. Come on. You gotta have that conversation with the dude. He looking like, "All right, bro, you tripping, man." Like, nah. I'm gonna tie you to this fire hydrant. One of these white folks can have you. Aw, leave a little pit bull alone. Come on. Come on. I'm holding the phone and he just want to do whatever he want to do. I be trying to give him some free reign, but give a nigga an inch, he take a mile. So now I gotta walk him like this. But yeah, let's move on to Rampage. I ain't gonna be long. Come on. So, I seen him. I don't know much about Rampage. But, first thing I do when I don't know something or I see somebody I don't know much about, I Google them. I Google them, right? And it don't take much. And it's funny how most people in the world have the answers they looking for at the tip of their fingers, and they don't utilize it. They don't utilize. Somebody break a rumor. Jermell Charlo coming back tomorrow to fight. I don't know. Step in for Cordell Booker. He got injured to fight Fundora. You can Google it and see if it's real or fake. If nothing, nobody respectable talking about it. But he went in on Devin Haney, right? And a lot of people that's like really familiar with the UFC, they would tell me a lot of those guys are raccoons. We seen it with John Jones, Rampage, and then apparently a lot of them, and we already know how a lot of them Africans rocking. If you don't, go research it. They pushing skin bleaching. They been buffooning and raccooning. They causing a lot of confusion in the black community. A lot of the black male bashing is really a lot of African or women that's in the diaspora. Real talk. There's a lot of women that come from Caribbeans or they come from the continent and they come over here, putting it back. Like, you can think about it. Becky has a lot of influence over our women, but also a lot of negative influence over black women is other African-centric women. That's a fact. But another story for another day, right? So, he said, F Devin Haney, you don't sue nobody. That's, he lost, take your loss like a man. And we just glossing over the fact that Ryan Garcia cheated. We just glossing over that fact. Ryan Garcia cheated. He beat Devin on the up and up. Now, if it was something like where Ryan got disqualified because, let's say Derrick James rubbed his, got on the canvas or did what Calvin did for Tank, and people say Tank should be disqualified. He wiped his face against the rules. All right, then maybe we can have a conversation, right? That's valid. Ryan scored 4 knockdowns, but Derrick hopped on the apron and wiped his face by mistake, or he hopped on the apron, so they called it a DQ. In that hypothetical, all right. But he sued him, and I had to think, I'm like, damn, why this dude triggered? Either he a big raccoon, right? And more than one thing can be true. Either he a big raccoon, or he can sympathize with Ryan Garcia. Now, if you don't understand what sympathize means, when I say that, it pretty much means you can understand what he's going through for whatever reason. You knew somebody that went through it, you went through it. And guess what? I was like, yeah, let me see if he was on Pez. He got popped for Pez. He got another interview where he's talking about on Joe Rogan. John Jones was on the juice. He had another interview, whatever the FC Boxing League was, where he said most of the guys in the FC Boxing League was on Pez. He's a ped offender, TRT. All right? So, of course, he don't think juicing is cheating. He don't think it's cheating because he's a juicer. He's a juicer. And, he said, what you think about Ryan juicing? I don't care nothing about that. Yeah, you don't care because you got pop-top. What about Ryan Garcia being a racist? He didn't ask him that. Well, I don't care about that. Yeah, because you married to a non-black woman. You married to Ethel Young. Sweet sour chicken, huh? You want hibachi? You want agua? That's who he married to. That's who he married to. So, one, he ain't married to a black woman, which is his choice. But, you ain't married to a black woman. Cool. I ain't gonna, call you a full-blown baboon raccoon. But then, you hating on a black man for a cheating racist Mexican. Oh, you cool. You a whole baboon raccoon buffoon. You are. So, when I look at it, I research and I'm like, okay, cool. He a ped offender. He a Chun-Li worshiper. And what Tyreek Nasheed say? Ain't no black man, walking around with one of them women on some fly shit. Ain't nothing fly about that. Hey, man, Dave Chappelle. Hey, Chappelle don't get no pass from my ass. The minute a regular brother get a regular sister, oh man, these dudes got bland. Rice with nothing on it. No salt in the boiling water, no butter, no salt, no pepper, no shrimp, no yum sauce. Nathan. So, he hated himself. It's no surprise to me. It's no surprise to me. When I looked up he was a steroid user, it made perfect sense. Then I said, let me see who he married to. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, girl got ass. I be just seeing random chicks. I don't know if she got a lip or what. I was her boyfriend, but boy, I just be walking around this shit just seeing randomly. But nonetheless, eye on the prize. We must stay focused, brothers. I swear, I'm about to put this dog in his cage. You're going to your cage. You is going to your cage. You is cutting up out here today. Come on. Hey, that's wild. She must have been on a date. Or She must have been tricking. She must have been on a date of tricking. Because she, whoever that was who dropped her off, she went to another apartment. She went to another apartment and like she was walking into another apartment section. Then she looped around and went back to her apartment. It's crazy. I tell a story, right? So let me tell you how chicks ain't shit. So I remember my neighbor or whatever. So one of my homegirls, my homegirls be cool with, right? This bitch live right on the corner too. So she had one of her side niggas like drop her off at my crib. I didn't know. And she act like she was walking in the crib and and act like she was coming in till he pulled off. So I ain't know nothing about him. My neighbor like, yo, hey, come here. I gotta tell you something. And he told me. I brought it up. Oh, she like, my ex was like, yeah, for real? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, and then the crazy thing about it is, this dude she was dealing with had to be a simp. She got knocked up by her mans. We think it was her mans. And he was going around telling him and his family, her boyfriend family, on social media, the baby was his. That ain't y'all baby. And there be some real simpleton niggas out here. And I just like, I'll stay out of it. I'll stay out of it, bro. I be like, yeah, selling all these hoes ain't shit. Them hoes of a feather flock together. So you got to know if that's going on one way, you know the bitch on that shit. Like I already be peeping game. I don't say everything. I don't peep everything. I don't talk about everything I peep. But yeah, they play a scandalous game, bro. Scandalous game. Come on, man. They play a scandalous game out here. But nonetheless. Well, yeah. Like, you mad? People really mad because Devin Haney sued him. I would have dropped a lawsuit either. I've yet to hear somebody have a respectable answer to my question. If we're not going to sue them, if we're not going to sue pet offenders, what is the course of action that you would take if you got cheated in a fight? What you gonna do? So when these dudes go around suing their ex-managers, when they go around suing they record labels like Drake, you know what I'm saying? When everybody going around suing, what you supposed to do? They not selling bricks. They not hitting licks. They not in the pimping game. This is a legal sport. This is a legal sport. So what is he supposed to do? Him and Bill supposed to put a bag on Ryan Garcia's head and send Ryan Garcia to the upper room? Would y'all be happy if he did that? Send Ryan Garcia to that upper room? Is that how y'all want to handle it? And then they saying, well, he punched that Mexican and that Mexican didn't sue. Yeah, because you called him a nigga. Just because y'all sit here and y'all let the Dominicans and Puerto Ricans and your white girlfriend call y'all a nigga, it don't mean everybody else let people call them a nigga. You ain't gonna walk up to me and disrespect me. Get in here. Bye. Nah, get in there. I ain't trying to hear that. Do your time. Don't do the crime. Don't have to do the time. But yeah, people be killing me. You come up to me talking shit to me, call me a nigga, and you expect me not to do nothing? You watch your rapid ass mind. So nobody is yet to give me the proper answer to if I take a fight and I get cheated in a legit fight, I get cheated. What am I supposed to do? The commission came down, gave Ryan a year, took $1 million. They took $1 million from Ryan, right? They took $1 million from him. Devin Haney, that million went right back to his promoter, Golden Boy. You think Golden Boy didn't give him his money back? Are you serious? Or they ain't give him some of that, none of that money went to Devin Haney. So I'm supposed to lose, get cheated in public, in a court of public opinion, and what do I get out of it? Nothing. And then when I wanted to do the rematch, he wouldn't rematch me. So I had to sue to get him in the rematch. I wouldn't have dropped no lawsuit. I wouldn't have dropped nothing. I wouldn't have dropped Nathan. Most of y'all would do the same thing. I would encourage people to do the same thing. I would encourage people to do the same thing. That's what I really don't realize. I don't understand how people mad. Zab sued Cletus Selden. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. You cheated. I didn't get no money, no pain and suffering. These commissions are a joke. Well, you know, Ryan, he set Ryan up. No, he didn't set Ryan up. How did he set Ryan up when Ryan failed 2 different commission tests? Come on. So when you sit there and you think about all this stuff and all this, man, ain't nothing gonna save black people, man. Ain't nothing gonna save black people. So when y'all be going around, oh, he said this, right? I want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I legitimately don't want to hear it. I don't. And I feel, you know, and at the end of the day, I mean, nobody gives me a respectable answer on what they would do. What would you do if this happened to you? It happened to your son? Just take the loss? You wouldn't dispute it. I lost. Even though he got caught cheating, I'm just going to take the loss. I'm just going to take the loss. Okay. But as soon as it reaches progress, they wasn't properly tested for the Jack Catterall fight. What happened? What happened? He started crying and complaining. That's what I don't listen to what people say. Unless they're in the current position. So it is what it is. That's all I had to say, man. Let me get up out of here. Peace.